Welcome to the American Fork Podcast.
Jeez, Jake, hurry up.
It's 2024. Welcome to the new year.
We made it through another year.
This is the year of the dragon, which is the only mythical animal.
I thought it was the year of the rat.
No, it's the dragon.
It has to be the rat. Is it the rat? I swear it's the rat.
2024.
Dragging these nuts across a rat.
Because 40 years ago, I was born. And I was born in the year of the rat.
I'm a rat too.
Does it go around in a
It's
circle?
12 years.
It's 84. 12 years?
12 years.
Oh, well.
We're gonna interrupt this program to just debate whether it's rat
It's dragon.
or dragon.
I looked it up before I came.
I still don't believe it.
2024 is the year of the dragon.
What
which
year is it
Chinese
in
year.
Chinese animals?
This is probably the greatest start to
Chinese
any of our
animal.
podcast episodes. Phil,
Wait,
we're waiting.
23, 24. Oh, it's the dragon.
Oh, I should have said that.
Yeah. I thought it was the rat, but I was way off. It's only listing ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon. Wait, 8 more rows.
There are 12 total.
Phil, get out of it.
Okay,
Get out of
I
Google.
believe you now.
I'm the pig.
Okay, what were you saying?
Oh,
It's the dragon
2020
year?
was the rat. That makes sense, right?
Shut up.
Because rats
Okay,
are
dragon year.
disgusting.
So dragon is the only mythical creature represented in the 12-year Chinese
Zodiac.
Zodiac.
Oh, that's interesting.
Zodiac.
It's the only non-realistic animal. And so I think this is going to be a mythical year.
It's going to be a mythical year.
I think the truth is that dragons do exist. But cool.
Is it mythical or mystical?
Both.
Mystical.
Mystical is like things that I think may exist. There's a lot of mystery behind them.
Mythical sounds
Mythical
like it
is
has some
fake.
history behind it. Like myth.
Yeah, mythical is something that is fake. It's just a myth.
But we can't say Mr. Cole anymore because you can't assume that it's a Mr.
Yeah.
They identify as myth.
Yeah.
Mr.
I still... For those listening, I'm sitting here with 3 guys and they're drinking Ghost pre-workout at 8:36 at night.
Ghost
And
energy
just so
drinks.
everyone knows,
But
these Ghost pre-workout cans have like 300 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah, 200.
200.
And 1,000 milligrams of carnipure, carnitine.
And it has the betamine where like makes your skin itch. Do you guys, are you feeling that?
Oh, no, I never get itchy skin.
But like, are you just
and I
drinking
drink like
it or
3
are you
of
like
these a day.
sipping it?
Oh, I just like, I'm almost done.
Jesus.
I've done about maybe half.
Phil said, hey, I said, you guys want an energy drink? And Phil goes, get Ghost. I said, what flavor? He just said, if it sounds like a child would want it, then get that.
Like
So
Skittles.
I got Sour Patch Kids.
That's a good flavor. I like that.
He's drinking Warheads.
Yeah.
And Jake's got
Orange cream.
Orange
cream.
creamsicle.
So
Go ahead.
I've only had, I think, one time I've had a caffeinated beverage where I actually felt like it did something.
Yeah.
Like I've never drank caffeine and been like,
This
That
one
helped.
will do it. This
and
one
it was
is-
a bang.
Like this is like I said, this is like what you drink when you go work out for like an hour.
Not
and a
when
half.
you're going to go to bed in 2 hours.
Not when
An
you're
hour.
recording a podcast at 8:30 at night. So I don't know. If you guys go to bed on time, I'll be way impressed.
I'll let you know when I fall asleep
Okay.
the next day.
Tomorrow.
sour watermelon.
Just want a sugar-free Red Bull. That's all.
Sorry.
Sorry, we
These
totally
are sugar
forgot
free
about
though.
you.
These are sugar free. So my name's Jake.
Hi, Jake.
I have 3 friends with me. In case you haven't heard the voices, I have Phil. Hi, Phil.
Hello.
And Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
And our special guest of the evening is Tyler. Tyler.
Special guest.
What's up, Tyler?
Tyler.
You've been away so long. You
been
are special now
I have a
and a guest.
guest appearance by Tyler. Appreciate you guys.
Who would have guessed you're so special?
We need to boost our numbers, so we brought you on.
So you brought Tyler in.
We'll get one more listener.
We'll get 10 downloads this week instead of 9.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
So yeah, thanks for coming, Tyler, joining with us. Trent was going to be here, but I think he's pregnant or something.
Yeah,
So
I think they're pregnant and they're going out to celebrate right now.
Okay.
that's Phil's theory.
Yep.
He went out on a date with Kylie.
Yeah.
Thanks,
So-
Jake.
Good for them.
Yeah.
So we have some American Fork news. Something actually happened in AF.
Oh, good.
Was it the two
Yeah, it was.
the two murders, killings?
Wait, what?
Murders in American Fork?
Well,
Like, actually?
we
Spoiler
alert.
Sorry, my bad.
I call this one elderly foul play.
Oh.
Ooh. So,
There were two found dead in American Fork home. There's a home at about 200 North Center Street in AF. Y'all know right where that's at.
Nope.
200 North.
It's a couple blocks west of Forbes.
Forbes, yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Wait,
Over by between Forbes and the rec center.
you said 200 North and what?
Center Street.
Center.
On the
Center goes north south.
Wait,
Center
on-
is so by the police department, kind of.
A little north of that, yeah.
Sure.
A couple blocks north of
Yeah.
that.
No, I would say a couple blocks north of the church. In
No
front
one
of
cares
Forbes.
where it happened. What happened, though?
And the park.
So there were some neighbors who were concerned that they hadn't seen the couple since. So this article was written on January 4th. It's the 5th today, so it was written yesterday. And there were two people found dead in a home Thursday morning near 200 North Center Street in American Fork.
Dang.
The American Fork Police Department told the KSL TV an elderly couple lives in the home. Neighbors had not seen them since late November and requested a welfare check.
Late November?
Yeah.
Holy.
So
That's- wow.
A month
So
ago?
the police department went and they said that just from seeing the place, they had legitimate reason to go in and check. So they went into the house and they found two people dead, and they were in the kind of the beginning phases of decomposition. So they weren't able to determine cause of death. So, and as of right now, at least as of this article yesterday, they have not determined how they died. But you said it was two murders. Maybe it was a different story, or this one. Maybe you heard more
I
information.
doubt there was
No,
another
I don't.
two people dying in American Fork.
Yeah, that would make quadruple the numbers in 5 years worth of.
I mean, I just saw it on Fox News at the gym, and I think they said killings was the phrase.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if that was maybe
I
I'm
mean,
just
they could have been killed by a virus
true.
or old
Killed
age.
by old age.
So were they found like just
Snuggling?
snuggling? Are we talking like a The Last Is Us type of death?
Or were they in a bathtub? Like,
Were they just
A Dexter
does it say
style.
like
So wait.
Because when you say foul play,
2 people were dead. They're like, where are those people? They're dead. Sorry, I stepped away.
Neighbors hadn't seen him since November,
Uh-huh.
and this is early January. And so they call the welfare check to the police, and they came over, went inside the house. It says when officers entered the home, they found signs inside that would lead them to believe that the deaths were suspicious. So, but that's all they had. It says, I can't go off too many details, but too much more, any more details, too much more information right now.
Yeah. I mean,
they did report that they were deader than usual.
yeah.
Yeah, more dead.
Well, any
more dead.
simultaneous death, although with a month leeway.
oh, it sounds like a murder suicide. Maybe
It could
Maybe.
be
Suspicious?
It didn't provide.
all
the
it says is
ages.
suspicious activity.
Yeah,
Here's one
I hate
one
the
thing we
news.
can conclude right now, though, even though the data is limited. These two did not have very many good friends. They went through the whole holidays and no one reported them missing till now.
no family.
Oh, sad.
No,
Like,
yeah,
no
but friends
family.
either. Like,
Yeah.
I get it, your family dies off or whatever, but they just didn't get along.
Well,
Yeah. I'm glad somebody noticed.
Probably-
Like, I wouldn't notice.
Probably the Karen of the
I am
neighborhood.
so oblivious to my neighbors or anything. Like, people could be getting killed next door, and I'm like, I'm going to bed.
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it was PG like 3 years ago in Pleasant Grove. There's an old house behind John Hancock School. You know where that is?
Mm-mm.
It's just north of the police department in Pleasant Grove, and people walking by had reported really bad smell coming out of the house, and they found a
Oh.
guy that was basically had been rotting in there for probably months and months during the summer.
well, I just
Oh.
to your point, Phil. It's like, what about your neighbors now? Would you notice that might be conspicuous?
Certain ones I wouldn't notice.
Yeah,
Like, just because of their schedule and their lifestyle, I never, like, sometimes I'll see them and I'll be like, who is, oh, they live there.
yeah.
Like, and I'm talking like 2-3
Reason
houses
for your
from me,
sidearm.
but
Oh no,
The only thing I'd really think of is like not shoveling the snow, or maybe the grass was overgrown grown,
Mhm.
I think things like that. But
Well, it used to be that stacked up newspapers at the end of the driveway.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
That doesn't exist anymore. It's not like you can look into their computer and you see like, oh, wow, there's a lot of emails they haven't answered.
I think where I live in LA, it's like you would
A lot
get a
of news
ticket
they
after
haven't
7
read.
days. So
In your car?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if you park on a like street parking, usually residential parking after 7 days will give you
Yeah.
a ticket. So that might be an indication that something's wrong. But
They-
that's
they-
unfortunate.
They write you like 6 tickets and then it's a welfare check.
Yeah, the seventh one.
Exactly.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah, it's not good.
Hopefully they died in a good way. I mean, well, like
Hopefully they weren't in pain.
hopefully one of them like had a heart attack, and the other one was so sad that they had a heart attack.
It's a Last of
right?
Us
And didn't
situation.
call the police.
Yeah.
And didn't call the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they cuddled up
Yeah.
together and like drank some
Kool-Aid.
Percocet
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
Some arsenic.
But I would think the news would highlight that as opposed to calling it suspicious.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm
the-
going with a murder suicide.
they're like, it's very suspicious. There was blood everywhere, empty
digits-
shell casings on the floor.
limbs were missing.
We don't know what
Claw-
happened yet,
claw
but
marks on the wall.
we're not ruling
Kick down
anything
doors.
out at this point.
A ransom note was on the table, but we don't know what happened.
There's a guy standing over them squatting in the kitchen.
Yeah,
I don't know.
bring
Well,
me
that's
bring
sad.
me money in 5 days, or they'll get it.
But we don't know.
And then
It
we
could be natural causes.
One was named Romeo, the other one was Juliet. We're not sure what happened.
There was a knife nearby.
Yeah,
There was a knife nearby.
And their star-crossed story.
They were 13.
yeah. Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah. My next one is Utah news.
Oh,
Yay.
I call this arsony in a bold face.
I like these new. Do you do this now? Like label your stories?
Kind of. Yeah.
Jake does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like this.
Jake like
Instead of arsenic and old
plans
lace.
things.
Instead of arsenic and old lace, it's arsony in a bold face. Get it?
I didn't get it till right now.
What's arsenic and old lace? Is that a thing?
Okay.
It's an old
It's-
black and white movie from
Yeah.
the 40s.
Oh, see, I wouldn't have got that.
Mm-hmm.
I
My
don't-
mom will
if
get
that place lived right next
Your
door to
grandma
you,
will get
you
it.
My
notice.
mom would
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Your
Our whole
grandma will
listener
know
base
ways.
The
will
whole
get it.
listener would have gotten it.
All the listener will get it.
All of the listener.
So in Orem, there was a big house that burned down. I don't know if you heard about it. It's a multi-million-dollar home.
Which is basically a 3-bed, 2-bath cottage at this point, right?
Yeah, it's built in the 60s. It's actually was incomplete. It wasn't done yet.
Oh.
Still under construction.
Uh-huh.
And it was put on the market by the owners. It's on a 1-acre lot
Mm-hmm.
in a very wealthy part of Orem, North Orem. Like, do you know where the Word Perfect building
I don't know why
is?
every
Uh-huh.
single one of your stories requires geographic locations.
Because it's a
Because the one listener that
You know, I'm like,
we're
you're
talking
fine.
to would understand
Where it's
where
at.
we're
Did you just say word perfect?
at the Word Perfect building? Well, the old Word Perfect building.
That's where Word Perfect got its start
Oh, really?
many years ago. Orem Linden border over by Timpanogos High School.
Wow.
So there's a multi-million-dollar home that was under construction still in kind of a somewhat of a developed neighborhood.
Yeah.
The owners had put it up for sale for like almost $4 million in early December or late November.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of issues with the construction not meeting code. And so they weren't, anyway, they're having a hard time selling it. I think it was on the market multiple times.
This is an unfinished home.
Mm-hmm. Either
Selling
that or
for-
they were adding to it. 26,000 square foot home. Big place.
What the crap?
And-
26,000?
Yeah.
What
You
do you
sure?
even do with that?
How big is that?
That's like 2 steak centers.
How many bedrooms?
It doesn't matter. It, could
had,
be 3
like
bedrooms.
it had an
but
indoor pool
Yeah.
and a
Oh,
tennis
geez.
court. And I mean,
Oh,
it was a big,
yeah.
It was
Okay.
people in the neighborhood called it the epitome of luxury living.
More Provo All-Star living.
A Provo
Yeah.
All-Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The owner of a pest control company, probably.
Yeah.
the house went up. So it went up for sale, I think, after multiple times in late November, early December, and on December 26th, it went up in flames. And they are looking into arsony
yeah, of course.
and working with the insurance and the homeowners. Haven't heard anything from what's been discussed with the homeowners, but the first thing I thought was when I heard that they had a lot of construction compliance issues, I was like, they probably burned it down because they want insurance.
It was an inside job.
Wait. Something doesn't make sense to me. You said it's an acre lot
1 acre lot
and it's 26,000 square feet.
house.
Is
There's
it like
multiple levels.
16 stories below
It's
ground?
probably got one of the like sub basement basketball courts and a pool on the main level. and
Okay.
How many
Probably
square
has-
feet is an acre?
40,000.
Jake does his research. Don't contest him.
An acre is 43,000.
Yeah, Jake, you lying sack of.
But even still, that's half.
So that's half the property that it's
Yeah.
on.
Only if it's on one level.
Oh, that's
You're
true.
right.
Yeah, it
The
could be.
footprint could
Yeah.
be 5,000.
It probably is.
The footprint
Yeah, no,
could
if
be 3 square feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just go 20,000
Footprint was
feet
probably
underground.
8 to 10,000.
I didn't realize it. I heard it was a big house, but 3 million doesn't seem, or 4 million even doesn't seem that much for a house that size. That's a huge house.
Yeah. But if it was under construction, wasn't complete, then maybe that was
Yeah.
why it was little.
Like,
But
I've
it
worked
does.
on.
Yeah, it sounds like an inside job.
I've worked
I'm
on
thinking
some
it was.
insanely big homes, and like 15 grand is 15,000
square
is the
feet.
biggest I've
Yeah.
been in, and that's like so big it's absurd.
You don't even, 10,000 is absurd.
Yeah, 15,000 is like this one home I worked in. You get out in the driveway, and then the like entry hallway to walk to the house is like as wide as this room, so probably like 12 to 14 feet wide, and it was like 150 feet long, just the hallway. Nothing else, just
Jeez.
walking down the hall to get into the house.
I would set up a motion sensor that when it saw me walking up, it would play like WWE entry music.
Yeah, the whole way down.
And then the lights would change and like, it would be better than that. But yes, that idea.
That'd be great.
Now, there was a house. So on 215, because we have to say where things are at on this episode, right?
Yeah, geographics.
So by 6200 South Exit in Salt Lake, if you know where that is, right where it curves, there's a giant house that was being built, and you could see it from the freeway. And it was, I think, owned by Harper the Harper guy of Harper Concrete. Anyway, super, super, super wealthy guy. And I want to say it's Harper, maybe it was a different concrete company. It was like 60-70% done, brand new building and built, multi-million, probably $20 million house, burnt to the ground. And they had to rebuild it.
Jeez.
But it made big news because it's a very prominent location and a lot of people saw it burning down.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what they determined on that, if it was an inside job or not.
Sounds like an inside job. I'm just going to
Probably.
say
We'll
Inside
just say,
job.
oh, they're all inside jobs.
Insider trading.
Mm. So I have a map for you guys I want you to try and figure out because,
This is a
best thing to
geographic
do on
episode.
because
Yeah.
visuals are the best on podcasts.
airplay code.
You're so right, Tyler.
Best thing.
Tyler's on your side.
I know.
I'm on it. Yeah.
Well, here's what you do. What you do is you say, Phil, describe what we're looking at. And then it's okay.
It's a map of the
So,
United States.
Yeah, so look
Oh.
at this map, and I want you guys to try and tell me what this map is depicting. Bill, go ahead and explain this map.
Is this
I already know the answer to this.
is this related to housing from your previous story, or is
No.
this a brand new thing?
This
Don't-
will be national news.
We're going to try and
So we're
guess it.
segueing into national.
actually know what it
business.
is?
I do, yeah.
Okay, let me guess. Does it have to do with politics?
Yes.
Oh. Does it have to do with the presidential race?
Yes.
Why is this so easy for me to guess? Does it have to do with who voted for Trump?
No.
Who will vote for Trump?
Who have banned voting for Trump.
Oh, yeah, because some
banned.
some states are like
Yep.
putting laws against it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're taking him off the ballot.
Taking it off
Yep.
the ballot, right?
Yeah. So it's a map of the United States.
Well, you
and-
aren't even showing it anymore.
well, I was.
Yeah, and now the
it was
listener's mad because they can't see
I
it.
know. Call in if you can't see.
because it was
Anyway,
Colorado and
anyway, we were
Yeah,
looking at a
Sonoma.
map of the U.S. and Maine and Colorado were like orange. Everything else is gray, except there's a bunch of other states with greens. I'm
Yeah.
assuming those are like pending cases where they're thinking about banning or taking him off the ballot, something like that.
Yeah, this article I called the Trump dumpers.
The Trump dumpers. Love it.
Man, I've seen some
So-
girls with a dump Trump. I mean, what's the term?
That's good. That's a good one.
Trump dumpers.
I'll put it back on the thing so you guys can see.
Trump
I
dumpers.
don't put in a code every
He
time.
starts Googling it.
Unable to connect.
Tyler's like, Trump dumpers. Images.
So you'll notice the
'Cause
here
I'm
are the
such a big fan of him.
here's the color legend.
Okay.
So this United
okay.
States map has, I would say, probably a third of the states shaded in a color.
Oh, okay.
And of those third, I would say half are gray, which is where a lawsuit has been filed to remove Trump from the ballot in
Uh-huh.
that state.
Wait, Texas has
Yeah, Texas,
that
New
doesn't-
Mexico,
What?
Nevada, Washington makes sense, and several other states on the East Coast. The orange is where the decision has been ruled that Trump is ineligible to be on the ballot, and the opinion is stayed and it's pending
Oh.
appeal
So
from the
there's-
Supreme Court. That's 2 states, Maine and Colorado. The light green, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 states, including Florida, where case dismissed by the federal court. So they filed a suit and the federal court said, no, you can't remove Trump from the ballot for the reasons that you gave.
Mm.
And then the darker green, they're 1, 2 states. A case dismissed by the state Supreme Court. So I only knew that Colorado and Maine had said that Trump won't be on the ballot, but I didn't know that there were this many other states that were trying to remove him.
Is Maine pretty liberal?
I would say not.
I don't think
know.
so.
It's pretty comparable to New Hampshire, which is like what I would call New England
The new
conservative. Like they're conservative, but they're not like Texan conservative, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like they're probably more moderate.
Here's what I say about the map. That map does not reflect what the people of that area think necessarily.
Yeah,
It's
these
just-
are
Somebody went through and filed the lawsuit in every state. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, most of these are judges in those states. Some of them, like the Supreme Court or a high up judge in that state, filed the lawsuit. So yeah, it's not like they got the people together and voted, should we have Trump on the ballot or not?
Isn't it interesting that they're doing this and he hasn't even won the nomination yet?
Yeah, he hasn't attended any debates.
He's not even.
He's
not
rarely
even-
on any interviews.
Right.
He's merely said he's going to run for president. Really,
Right,
is
right.
all that's been done.
Yeah. Then he played
And-
golf for like the last year.
Yeah, he's been vacationing
It's like,
while everyone's been trying to get rid of him.
Wasn't that just a sign that he's just that bad that they're just trying to like stop him from
well,
even
the,
trying?
the funny part is people think, oh, he's just that good that those people are trying to stop him.
Yeah, he's either that bad or he's that.
True.
I mean, when that
Jesus was hated
perspective-
by a lot of people. I'm just saying.
when your enemies try to
Did you
attack
just
you,
compare
then,
Trump to
I'm
Jesus?
not.
Have you
You can't trump Jesus. That's all I'm saying.
have you seen that SNL skit with the new guy that does Trump? And he did it on Easter, and they're like recreating the what's that famous picture where they're having the sacrament?
Last Supper?
The Last Supper.
Wow.
They're like recreating the Last Supper, and the guy playing Trump jumps out and he's like, "Look familiar." he's like, nobody's been persecuted as badly as Jesus except me. Something like that. It was pretty funny.
yeah. So there are a lot of people really think that he's ineligible, and from what I'm reading, they're all based on the insurrection on January 6th. Because of the insurrection clause is the 14th Amendment, he's not eligible because he incited this insurrection. And so all of the overruleness, all the courts that have said you can't do this, are basically saying, no, there was no insurrection. He wasn't ever accused of any, or found guilty for any of the stuff in court. So that's why I think there's a lot of
Technicalities.
yeah, well, a lot of you can't take him off the ballot because he wasn't ever found guilty of something.
Well, here's
So-
here's the thing. In the Constitution, it says, and this was written, I think, during or just after the Civil War. It says that people who engage in insurrection against the United States can't run for office. And they were thinking about Confederates, because when the Confederacy was being reabsorbed into the United States, they didn't want like Jefferson Davis running for vice president or whatever. So that's why they did that. The problem with this, in one case, I think it's a clerk who just decided, oh yeah, he's an insurrectionist, he can't run. And in another case, it was a court case. The problem is Donald Trump has never been charged with insurrection, let alone been convicted of it. So people are like, they keep bringing up this January 6th case. In that case that they've leveled against him right now, he has 2 felony counts, including 1 conspiracy count of obstructing an official proceeding and 1 felony count of conspiracy to defraud the United States. But there's
Not for insurrection.
There's no insurrection. And keep in mind, there were like 3 or 4 dudes that have been convicted for insurrection in the January 6th thing. So it's like there was some insurrection going on.
Yeah, there are people in jail for it right
Yeah.
now. For their
But
involvement.
not Trump. So I kind of see this as people are trying to, I don't know, unless the guy is a criminal, in which case they'll find him as a criminal, he should be able to run, I think. You might not like him, so don't vote for him.
Yeah, or try to, and also if you don't like him that much, get other people to not vote for
But
him.
I don't know. What do you think, Tyler? You think he should be taken off the ballot?
100%.
Yeah.
The guy's just an ass.
So we have the ask clause in the Constitution.
That's it, really.
Right, Jeff? What are you reading about something now?
Yeah, because I wanted to point something out that, and I wanted to have accurate information, but
I thought
being called out.
when
too
you,
quickly.
and granted, I'm not a political guy like you guys are, because
Because we're
We're all
obsessed
so
with it.
you guys are stupid.
We're all
Yeah.
so political.
Because you guys have nothing else better to talk about. But I thought when you were impeached that you couldn't run for president again.
No, it's only if in the impeachment they have to
I think it's
like
if you're removed from office.
they have to win the impeachment, or win it, is that the right term? So he gets impeached, which kind of means like you're charged with a crime, but then he was
I mean, you look at it as any concept, right? You got let go from a job. Do you really think you're going to go back and want to do it again?
He was never let go though.
Yeah, that's the thing is there's the impeachment, which is like now we can take the proceedings to remove you
right.
from office.
so
He
it's
wasn't
like
actually. It's like he was like
You could
he was given a warning at work.
Yeah.
you think.
you could use the term impeached as another way you could say is looking into. Like we impeached this president. It's more of an investigation, and then frankly, nothing came about enough to actually remove him from office.
I think
Nixon.
it's more an investigation though. Like right now they're doing an investigation, quote unquote, on Biden. There's an impeachment inquiry open against him. But when you're impeached, it's like you're charged with a crime.
Right.
So it's like you're arrested and you're charged for trespassing, but then you go to court and he was acquitted both times. So nothing was leveled against him. But you're right. If he is impeached, part of the sentence that the Senate can levy against him is that you can't run anymore. But I think they still have the choice. So they can say you're impeached and we're fining you $10,000, or you're impeached and you can't run anymore and we're removing you from office.
So the Senate determines the penalty
I think so.
or
Yeah.
the punishment, rather.
I believe so.
Hmm.
But I'm not a constitutional scholar.
Well, we all know how I feel about Trump, so
Yeah.
that's really.
You like his hair?
Yeah, I like his
hair's
hair.
wispy. It's really wispy.
Like
a lot of
cotton
people tell
candy.
him
I mean,
The
his
most
tan
cotton
is
candy hair.
unbelievable. So,
He is so orange.
so
All
he's
the orange.
he's from Mar-a-Lago. Your orange is there.
Just we can't have Oompa Loompas running for president anymore.
No Oompa Loompas. Oompa doo.
Why have I never thought of that? That's hilarious, actually.
You guys see the new Wonka movie?
Is it good?
Everyone that has seen it that I know said they really like it.
Yeah.
I have not seen it yet.
You know what I found interesting about the Wonka movie is that you watch any trailers, like any hype for the movie, not once does it mention it was a musical.
Oh, it's a musical.
It's a musical.
I haven't. You're right. I haven't seen
That's funny.
singing in it.
And it's the same
trailers.
with Mean Girls. So the new Mean Girls coming out, I think like next weekend. And all the trailers that you look at, all
That's
the
why
hype,
everyone's talking about Mean Girls.
It's a musical.
That's
It's
so-
based off the Broadway show.
I hadn't realized. I recently watched Barbie with my wife, and I hadn't realized that was a musical.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, the one that caught me off guard the most, I had no idea was a musical, was Sweeney Todd.
No.
How did you not know?
I have no idea. I just watched it. I'm like, oh, this is great. You know,
The Johnny
Jack
Depp
Sparrow's
movie.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I never
then
saw that one.
all of a sudden it was like breaking out in song, and I was like, are you freaking serious right now? I thought this was like a horror movie.
It's a very popular musical.
Well,
It's kind of funny.
and then this whole Lion King.
Well, that's what they do on Broadway. They make a lot of movies and books into musicals that weren't originally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I saw Elf at Hale Center Theater. So good. It is a musical, but Elf is not. The movie.
Yeah, but I mean, you're looking at like popular films, like nowadays, like not once does any of the trailers mention like it's a musical or really any singing.
That's
Like,
funny.
I had no
Right.
idea Wonka was a musical. I haven't seen
I
it
had no
yet,
idea
but
either.
I've seen like reviews about it, like, oh, the songs are amazing and blah blah. I was like, it's a musical
the soundtrack.
Yeah.
because you would never know. So
Yeah, the Johnny Depp one was kind of musical-ish. I mean, the Oompa Loompas sang every time.
Yeah,
they
but
had a
come
new-
on. That's
But it was
but the question I have is it because they're trying to, well, I'm assuming yes, but they're trying to appease to a larger demographic.
I think
Because once you label a movie a musical,
Yeah. A lot of people won't see.
a
it
lot of people are
because
not going to go see it.
Yeah,
Maybe.
they're
A lot of men won't go see it.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to take down Taylor Swift because she's taking too much of the music industry.
the Wonka tour.
The Wonka tour.
Wonka wonka.
She's killing it right now. She really is like a little while back, I was watching that Oprah thing where she had those kids on that got molested by Michael Jackson. Remember that? And she was like, she's like, people today probably don't realize this because we don't have any stars today that are of this level. But Michael Jackson was like insane, like selling so many shows and like all this stuff. And I was like, that's true. Nobody really is like that. But since then, Taylor Swift really has become like the Michael Jackson. Like,
She's molesting kids.
she's not necessarily, she's talented. She's a talented songwriter. She's not necessarily like Michael Jackson caliber,
No,
but
no, I
she's definitely like selling.
Well,
that.
Beyonce's tour did really well too.
Yeah.
And then she had a movie come out too.
Yeah.
Renaissance.
Was it a musical?
Pretty sure it was.
But here's the thing, that the market is way diluted. There's
Yeah.
so many artists. It's like, I mean, you probably know better than anyone, Phil. It's like if you sold 100,000 albums, that means something totally different than it did
Yeah.
in the 70s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Because now, back then when you sold an album, somebody bought something
Right.
for full price. Now, when you sell an album, that could mean
And then they
that
burned,
somebody bought
then they
one
burned the
song
CD.
and then 1,000 other people streamed, 50 times, and that all equals like one album. Like,
So weird.
so it's weird how it.
What is that
calculated.
company? Nelson
Nelson ratings?
Ratings? Is that TV? Or is that?
I think it's TV.
I think
Nelson
it's TV.
ratings are
Never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm backing out.
the
No.
Backing out
demographic
of this
of like
discussion.
18 to 30 year olds or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Trump
Is
and the map.
see, yeah, I think they need to just let him run. They really do need to let him, like, people need to not interfere, because what happens is they start doing all this stuff, and then when he loses, all these followers of his are going to say, they're going to cry foul play, like, oh, somebody cheated, they blah blah blah. But if everyone just got out of the way, let him do his thing, and he loses, and he's not going to be able to say like, oh, they stole it from me. It'll just be over. You know what I mean? That's what I think.
Here's the problem, though, too, is that the this negative publicity is actually helping him. He's gaining more ground because he's getting all this publicity about people attacking him. And so, like you said, I think both sides would be smart to just let it be, let him run, let him do his thing. The American people will decide what's right or wrong, and whatever. But that's what I've heard is like every time he gets attacked and the more things that happen, he like moves up in popularity.
That's because I feel like that's because there's no like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Common sense.
No yin to his yang, no like anti-Trump, because when he was running it was Hillary. It was very much like the extreme against another extreme. Yeah. And like right now there's no like runner up to Trump.
There's like the extreme and then like middle of the road.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know.
A near dead guy.
Who is that guy that's president? I can't even remember.
I don't remember.
Oh, Putin?
He's not black. I know that much.
Yeah.
Dude, he's gotten paler. He looks so old.
What was I going to say about that, though? Something. Trump's running.
I think
Biden.
we just need to go the Hunger Games route and do.
I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah. I don't know.
The last literal survivor becomes the president.
I think we need to vote for not a Democrat or a Republican this time.
Yeah, like this two-party system
that would be cool
weird.
if we could do that, but that'll never happen.
But remember, someone I don't know if it was a guest or one of us had the idea of whoever gets voted as the president has to select a vice president from the opposite party. I think that sounds fun.
Oh yeah.
So if Trump gets elected,
I think they used to do that, right? Way back.
Well, it used to be you voted for each.
Well, no, like if the president of one party, the running becomes a vice president if they lost.
Oh, like the next in line person. Maybe. I do know at some point you voted for both of them. Like you voted for president and for vice president.
But then once women were allowed to vote, they're like, yeah, that's no.
Yeah, they changed it. Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
What?
It was like the most recent polling was showing Trump ahead by like 6 points of Biden right now. And they're saying that it's way too early to
it is
to be meaningful, but that's like and that's what I'm saying. People are like, "Oh, Trump, he's done, he's through." Blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't know if like Biden's doing pretty bad. Like, and
we just need to stop putting old white men in positions of power.
Yeah.
Let's get some old black people in there.
Mm-hmm. Some
old
Indian guy.
Some young
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Exactly.
No, we need an Indian Native American guy.
From India and from natively America?
No, Vivek Ramaswamy, who's from India.
Indigenous.
What we really need is a zombie apocalypse. So we can just like break down this shit.
Mother Nature tried. It was called COVID, but we stopped it.
Well, this is
the
mythical year of the dragon, so anything can happen.
Maybe the dragons will rise from the ocean and come and just burn us all.
Yep. Yeah, they're waiting for 2024.
I have something to pray for now.
Something to pray to, dragon lords.
I don't know. I just feel like we're built on a system that doesn't work anymore.
You think it doesn't work, or you think we're just stupid?
That too.
I think we elect terrible people into government.
Well, we created a government based like how many years ago?
20.
200 and something.
This is the longest running whatever form of government we are.
Do you get what I'm
Republic?
saying? Like the type of government built at the time that the government was built made sense for that time. And I just think it just needs to be.
You think it should be new?
What should we have? Dictator?
We should have an emperor or an empress.
Yeah, because that's a new idea. Let's go with the emperor. Or king, maybe.
King, yeah.
Speaking of emperor, did you guys watch
Emperor's
Napoleon?
New Groove? Oh.
Napoleon?
No.
Did not.
Wasn't very great.
Really?
I heard it wasn't. I heard
Ridley Scott.
I was excited for it because it looked.
I was too. Had a lot of porn in it, and
What was Napoleon?
Oh, my favorite.
and it was like a totally different movie than I expected. Like I thought it was going to be like Gladiator, because it's Ridley Scott, the director.
Can we move into movie reviews? Are we done with national news?
Oh, we just kind of when Jake does it, we just
we do whatever we want.
They just
I just want to keep us on
throw
track.
me off.
Oh, Yeah, we can do it.
We can do
a
reviews.
thing.
Okay. I'm done with national news.
Oh,
okay. Well, national news.
Well,
the conclusion of national news is just basically fuck Trump.
Yeah.
And let's move on.
There you go.
Okay. We can still swear on this, right?
Colorful map. Fuck Trump.
Right.
Fuck
we just
Trump.
need to put the little explicit tag on our episode.
Oh, I thought it was E for everyone.
I immediately in my head went to EA Sports.
It's in the game.
It's in the
game. So movie reviews. Because I want to talk about Saltburn. Have you guys? I'm assuming you've not seen
Saltburn.
Saltburn.
What in the world is that?
That's
Saltburn.
Margot Robbie's movie. She
no,
produced
it's
it?
Jordan. Oh, maybe she did.
Kosher salt.
It's Barry Krogan, the guy who played Joker in the last Batman movie.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I heard about it because of a specific scene that Margot Robbie had commented on.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like, do not. I actually don't recommend. Jeff, you could probably see it.
So
you guys don't see it.
So take our kids to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's streaming on Amazon right now, but like
Saltburn.
I will say
one word.
Oh.
As the most liberal, quote unquote, democratic person in this room right now, I even was just like, oh my God. Like, oh my God.
You were shocked.
I was shocked. It's like this generation's Cruel Intentions.
I'm slightly intrigued. So
I didn't even know what that is.
But we're on movie reviews?
Yeah. What's your movie review?
I just started getting into Jordan Peele's horror movies.
Oh, like Nope.
So I saw Nope. That was great.
Yeah.
I watched Us.
Ooh, that was a good one.
That was creepy.
I haven't seen Us.
I loved Us.
It's really cool. Basically, I heard an interview with Jordan Peele, and I was like, "Oh, his creative mind sounds kind of cool." And so I watched it.
Actually, really creative.
But this is all about doppelgangers. Like you have a doppelganger, and these guys are not nice. I'm just saying,
it's crazy.
It's actually really
how old is
pretty
it?
Creepy. I have no idea. There was a reference to dabbing.
It's before. So, had to be before COVID.
It's like 2018.
What's
19,
dabbing?
When you go like this.
Oh, really?
All three of us, besides Phil.
It's pretty good, Phil.
Yeah.
That was good. That was your first dab?
Yeah.
Practice?
Wow.
I've seen people do it.
Oh, okay. Like Squidward?
Yeah, I didn't know there was a name for
They're
it.
memes.
Did you watch Get Out?
I have not because
That's
it's not streaming.
Oh, it's not streaming.
Is that where they go see the relatives? Oh, that one looks good.
Yeah, that one's creepy.
That's
too.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah. And anyway, I like his style because it's not like heavy on the gore and like heavy on the jump scare and heavy on the like creepy,
it's more psychological
gross stuff.
It's like a mind fuck.
It's like a lot of ideas.
Sorry, I should stop.
And that's pretty cool.
You're fine.
Oh, you can swear.
You can bleep that, right?
E for everyone.
We don't bleep.
This is Trent's house.
It's too much work.
It's too much work.
You have to swear.
We probably would get more views.
I will say Jordan Peele, great. I did not like Nope.
Nope was interesting. I liked it just because
it was weird, but it was well done.
What it reminded me of is like when M. Night Shyamalan made like a bunch of good movies and just dropped.
Really?
Is that one of his newer ones?
Yeah, I think that's his latest one.
I was entertained in Nope. I haven't seen others, I think.
Nope is the latest one.
But I was entertained. And when the thing blew up at the end, I laughed my face off. I laughed so hard.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Too late.
And it was an interesting take on like UFOs.
I'm
like
just
aliens.
interested to see his next,
Yep.
like,
Well, you're going to bleep that
thriller.
out.
I'm thinking, is he doing the M. Night Shyamalan where he's just like, okay, cool, I had a couple good movies and then it happened with The Happening.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch
The Happening? That was the one that everyone's like, what is this?
Oh, that was a stupid.
And then he
movie with
ruined
Mark Wahlberg.
The Last Airbender. But anyways. Yeah.
Oh, is he the one that did that?
Yeah,
That really was a
he
terrible movie.
Fucked it up.
Yeah.
He could have done so much better.
So pissed.
Did you
I
guys
could've done
watch
better.
the new Shyamalans though that were supposedly supposed to be like better again? Like he didn't he?
No.
Didn't he do another like Unbreakable
No.
where he combined like Unbreakable and Mr. Glass and that Beast guy or whatever?
The Unbreakable Beast Glass. Is that really what you're saying right now?
Did you see it?
I saw it.
Was
I saw
it
on a
good?
plane. I didn't see the other two, or I missed the mid one.
Yeah.
So I saw Unbreakable, and then I missed like the sequel. Then I watched the third, and I was like, I don't even know what's happening.
Oh, really?
Because he talking about the guy with his power was like multiple personalities, and that was
Split.
Professor X.
The new Professor X.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm glad we know the actors' names in all of these. We're just referring them to other
We
movies.
just refer to superheroes. No, because I was wondering, I still haven't watched it because, M. Night Shyamalan got so bad that I was just like, not even out of protest, just out of like, I don't know. It's like, why would I wouldn't go to a play produced by like an untalented...
By Hitler.
By Hitler. Yeah.
I wouldn't either.
When do you think of the downfall? I think it was the Lady in the Water that started his descent.
I don't think I saw that
Was
one.
that before The Village?
I like The Village.
I like
was
The Village.
good.
I like The Village.
Signs was epic.
Yeah, Signs was awesome. Signs was probably his best movie. And then
Lady in
Sixth
the Wa-
Sense.
I liked Lady in the Water. I didn't love it as much as in his other films that were before that, but
I feel like all great directors kind of do this though. Like Christopher Nolan was like on a roll, and then he just kind of like, I don't know, took
With
some
what?
dumps.
with what movie?
What was the dumpy movie?
Well, what's that one? The backwards one.
Tenet?
Oh,
Tenet. Yeah. I mean, it was like ambitious, but it was like I've never wanted to watch it again. Most other Christopher Nolan movies.
That was after Interstellar, right? Which was awesome. But it wasn't. Interstellar's not that old.
I
It was
liked
a
Interstellar,
really good
but
movie.
some people are like hated it. I don't know why.
Is it because it was 13 hours long?
Maybe.
Maybe.
15 hours.
But that's one of my favorite movies. Interstellar is great.
Yeah, it was good.
But and then the most recent one, the atomic bomb one, Oppenheimer.
Oh, Oppenheimer.
Did you see Oppenheimer?
Yes.
Yeah. There are things about his filmmaking now that I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, he turns the sound way too loud half the time, and you're like, okay, this is silly. Like, is this like a joke? And then the atomic bomb, the whole scene is building up to the atomic bomb, and that was like the most dud of a portrayal of an atomic bomb in like film history. Like Terminator 2 Judgment Day was made like 30 years ago, and it was like an epic like explosion.
I remember having like little nightmares about that when I watched that the
People
first time.
melting.
You can look up the actual footage of the Trinity test, and it's like incredible.
Yeah.
But Christopher Nolan was like, we're going to do real explosives. And I'm like, okay, but that looks like a pew. This thing was like a mile-wide fireball. Like,
And we're going to make it, wasn't it silent when the explosion
It was silent.
No, I liked how he did that because that's realistic. You would see the explosion.
No, but
and-
I thought it was like silent. Like they didn't have audio. if
Yeah, I don't
remember
think they have
correctly.
any audio.
Like they shut the audio off when the explosion went. Or did they turn it up when the sound finally hit them?
What they did was realistic because sound travels at a slow rate
Then light, right.
than light. So you would see it and not hear anything for like 30 seconds, depending on how far away you were. And so that was realistic.
But they had the sound when it reached them.
Oh yeah, and it was
the
like,
sound on the
and
movies.
that was awesome. That was the time for the mix engineer to crank that up. Not every other part of the movie was like, let's make the music so loud that nobody can think straight.
I thought it was good. I liked it, but
I thought it was good, but it wasn't life-changing for me.
I thought it was just too long.
Too long, too much porn.
Oppenheimer?
And
Oppenheimer?
yeah.
Where was the porn?
Don't you remember when that woman is like imagining him having sex with the Black Widow girl, like right in front of her, and she's
during
like
the-
staring at her.
During the
She was
hearings
like,
or whatever.
"Ugh, this
Oh.
is weird."
I haven't seen it.
I feel like it was
I don't
like
remember that part.
it was too long just so it could be long, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I do like there was some like classic Christopher Nolan coming out, like in his just like unique film style. The whole thing with like Einstein at the end, if you'll remember.
Right.
Like, there's this whole thing like, why did Einstein ignore him? And like, oh, he wasn't ignoring him. It was like this deeper thing. Like that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there was a lot. Do you even know what we're talking about?
I
do you watch?
I took a nap real quick
Oh.
there. I'm ready to go now.
That's
Christopher
okay.
Nolan,
My dad fell asleep during Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah.
But
Let's talk about movies that we've fallen asleep in the theater.
any movie starting at 10 p.m. the past 10 years.
Crystal
Literally.
fell asleep in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, well, that's
I think
not hard.
Return of the King.
Extended edition?
No, we didn't see that in the theaters.
It was an extra 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
I fell asleep during Armageddon.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
I was tired.
That
was a good one.
I know.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say when I fall asleep, it's because I'm tired, not necessarily because the movie was bad,
right?
Or I didn't like it.
Me too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I have until like maybe 3 years ago never fallen asleep in a movie. I'll turn a movie off, but I'm like my brain's too into it.
Well, you're talking like in the theater.
Yeah.
I'm saying even at home, laying on the couch,
Yeah.
I will not fall asleep to a movie. But there have been a couple.
Do you guys remember midnight
Recently.
movies?
Mhm.
Like any
Yeah.
Marvel movie?
Midnight?
Yeah, like the night.
Yeah.
Midnight openings?
Midnight opening?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that was
Oh
the
my
best.
Uh-huh.
Star Wars.
So tired.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Marvel before Disney,
Avengers,
Notebook.
Avengers game, Avengers
Wait, what?
Endgame.
Avengers game.
Do you remember the feeling you felt going to episode 1, The Phantom Menace?
Yeah.
Like,
it was a little horny.
so excited.
Just like,
Unbelievable.
it was great. And there's people dressed up. We went to Water Gardens.
It was
We all went
Water
there together,
Gardens. Yep.
Yep.
I think we went like 3 hours before it
huh?
started.
Oh, yeah.
to
Yeah.
get in
We were
line.
standing in line outside forever.
And people were dressed up.
Darth Maul
Oh, it was
was
great.
there.
Dressed up like Spock.
Yeah.
That's
You had people in there just
Star Wars.
like, yeah. They're like,
And then we were so disappointed.
yeah. Then Jar Jar Binks came up.
But you know what's weird? I got a new TV, like 4K, whatever, and I will flip those. I don't know if Disney like remastered them or something, but all the like campy effects of that movie they've fixed, and they actually look really good, at least on my TV.
Campy.
Like just
fuck
the like the digital like Jar Jar Binks and stuff like that. I'm like, whoa, Jar Jar looks like real. Like I
Does
don't
he
know
look
what they.
sexier or does he still look like a doofus?
He's definitely sexier. I think
Wow, I'm
I
gonna
think that
go
was what I was
stream
trying to
this.
get across.
I need a new TV.
Thoughts on Barbie?
Haven't seen it.
It's streaming now, but
I saw
yeah.
it.
Did you guys see it?
It was very entertaining and
Okay.
well done, and because it had Ryan Gosling in it, had a lot of really funny parts. Not life changing, but
I think
I was
Ryan,
entertained. I thought,
Yeah.
it's good.
I think
it's
Ryan
good.
Reynolds should have done it.
It was a
better
little
Ryan.
bit, yeah. Oh, played
The better Ryan.
Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't the
Mhm.
best.
I like Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. He's the better Ryan.
I kind of like him, but I don't know. I think he's like early Brad Pitt.
I
He's
think
like,
he's just a tamed version of Ryan Reynolds.
yeah.
That's all I can. That's all I can really think.
I
of.
want to see Ryan Gosling play like Deadpool's little brother or something like that.
No, I liked it, but it wasn't very well. Like the story kind of jumped all over, and then it got like really preachy at the end. I don't know.
That's so funny. Everyone in Utah I ask about Barbie, they kind of say the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a little like preachy. It's a little like pushing an agenda.
And everyone who's
blah, blah,
liberal
blah.
is like, it was the best movie I've
And then
ever
everyone I talked
changed
to
my
in
life.
California is just like, it was a great movie.
everyone
It was
in LA.
amazing. It was awesome.
We see the same
Barbie?
thing.
for Barbie. Yeah.
We see the same thing with like old friends in Boston. Like everyone back in Boston's like, oh, I love blah, blah, blah. I hate Trump. I love Barbie.
I hate Trump and love Barbie. That's
Yeah.
kind of like that.
That's really funny.
I liked it. It was
That's cool.
entertaining.
Yeah.
I agree with Jake. It wasn't like life changing. The messaging and everything in it, I was like, whatever. But it
Yeah.
was good.
It was a
fun.
little bit like, I don't know. Even Crystal was like, it was a little hard on men. Like,
Yeah, because men are the worst.
yeah, men
Wait.
are the worst, but not all men.
All men have hard on. What are we talking about?
Well, I was just like, hasn't this
Jeff, pull your pants up,
We're
please.
talking about Barbie.
hasn't this director ever met a good man? Like she's like, oh, all men think is like how I need to be thinner or not, I'm too thin or I need to do this or need to do that. I was like, well, it sounds like you were in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
I mean, if I had
See,
to vote, it's probably too thin.
I hear that and I think you're not
Daddy
wrong.
issues.
yeah,
You know,
Well,
you're not wrong.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
this isn't the podcast crowd for that kind of
Men
conversation.
are horrible.
No, we are horrible.
Yeah.
There's no question. I'm not debating that.
Yeah, men are the worst.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Is that why everyone's identifying as women?
Not everyone, Jake. Just me.
it's popular too.
So, what are you watching right now? Are you watching like a TV series or anything?
Oh, no.
Did Jake have a thing, or did we just like change? What we're doing?
Oh, sorry.
What he says.
After Nationals, did you actually have something that you want to talk about?
A couple other things.
No.
But we
Jake, calm down.
But we can
calm down.
This is fine.
We're gonna just we're just gonna work through this. Are you watching anything right now, Jake?
Oh, I have one.
Oh,
I really am just enamored with the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Oh my gosh,
such trash.
Yeah,
but I can't help but watch it.
Is it? It's a train wreck. Yeah. Is it coming
terrible.
back to you? There were like legal thing issues with some of the women. They're like, are we going to refilm?
This
or
is
not? I don't.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, but it's super trash.
I've flipped through it a couple times in the hotel.
I love it.
What were you doing?
It's so funny. Like I feel like anyone who's not from Utah or not Mormon don't get like the inside tidbits about it.
Oh yeah.
But when you watch it and like they talk about like they're calling one of the housewives like a Mormon 2.0. She wears like strapless dresses. She drinks tequila. She owns a tequila company.
I'm sorry, what?
But her son's going on a mission, and she's like, "I love God in my way." And it's just kind of it's
like New Age Mormonism.
Yeah,
I put tequila in my swig.
Yeah, I was going to say, do they have a lot of swig?
They see
swig
got a
cups.
swig.
Wait, you said New Age Mormonism is big right now?
There are a lot of people
that
are into that. Yeah.
Is that like the upside down pineapple thing in the shopping cart?
Yeah, there are actually a lot of people. Well, I know of several people who go to church every week
and then have an upside down pineapple
and
in
either
their shopping
cheat on
cart.
their wife or they're swingers.
At what point is it?
People like in your ward?
Not in my ward, but people that I know.
Really?
In Utah. Yeah.
Wow.
At what point is it polygamy or cheating? I don't know.
Well, polygamy, you have to marry them.
It doesn't. Never mind. I'm not
cheating.
Get into
your
this.
wife can't know about it.
Yeah, it's. I feel like when we grew up, I mean, we obviously didn't have like influence in social media at the time, but like these Mormons that I see on social media are like, again, like strapless dresses and all that kind of stuff, and even the men sometimes are like
men with strapless dresses. Are they good looking?
Does it cover your garments? I don't know.
Do they pull it off?
That's
anyways.
Crazy.
So
that's my trashy.
That's funny. Jake,
we've been rewatching Schitt's Creek.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
I love that.
We've been rewatching Schitt's Creek.
Okay.
It's a really, really good
Jeff's
show.
never seen it.
I've never seen it.
It's good.
Oh, you got to
It's
watch
hilarious.
Schitt's Creek.
We got our wedding cake from Schmidt's Bakery.
Oh, that's close, but not at all related to the show.
So you're up Schmidt's Creek with a paddle?
Without a paddle.
Is it a play on that saying?
No, not at all.
Oh,
it's a show about a small town that was founded by a guy with the last name Schitz. Schitts is how you spell it.
I'm sure.
And a really wealthy couple comes in to the town. They kind of lost everything, and they came into this town and with the intent to kind of turn it around. And they really, like, the town kind of changed them and made them a little bit more.
Yeah, it was like,
is it a comedy?
It's hilarious.
Oh,
like, the premise is like they
Super
bought
funny.
the town.
Yeah.
So they bought the town, this wealthy family, this wealthy couple, and then they got like hit with like tax evasion, like their accountant. So they had to like move to the town.
Well, yeah,
it's just like a hilarity.
They got in big trouble and like all their assets were frozen except this town. So he's like, they didn't even have anywhere to live. So he's like, oh, we can go to this town. I think the town owns the hotel there or something. So they show up and they're like, we need a place to stay.
I think that Bella watches this.
Yeah.
Like
it's the family. Like there's the mother, the father.
I know what
it's the mother from
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, from Home Alone.
So great.
I know what a family is.
It's actually
I'm saying those are some characters.
So there's a mother, a father.
It's actually a very comparable like story to Arrested Development.
Oh, that's why I haven't seen it.
It's like it's a funny like
red flag
for some people. For some reason, rich people like suddenly becoming poor is really funny.
Yeah.
That's
Like
true. It
just
is
that
kinda
premise
like that.
is like,
Yeah.
oh, now you have to live like me. That's funny.
Har, har, har.
Their wealthy upbringing makes them completely dysfunctional in a normal world.
Yeah.
And they have to kind of navigate that experience. It's really fun.
They're just like me, Paul.
Yeah.
Like that.
Just like it.
What else were you gonna say?
What else? You mean as far as what I had prepared?
Yeah.
I had a couple.
No,
other
I want to
things.
hear what you're watching, Phil.
Oh, you know what I binged in like 3 days? The Boys
Oh, was that
on
terrible?
Amazon.
Man, that really got.
As far as like what
You
Tyler was
rewatched it?
saying. No,
Rewatched
I'd
or
never
you
seen
find-
it.
Okay.
As far as like horrible things that you could never show to children, it is terrible.
Well, that's the epitome of horrible things.
It's the worst thing I've ever watched.
I
by far.
contemplated watching it, and I thought, I don't want to change my life in that way.
Yeah. I do like modern TV, like Apple TV, because there's a fast forward 10-second button. And so when the porn comes on, I just like click, 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 and I'm done.
8 times in a row.
Yeah, sometimes it's like click, 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 click. Oh, yeah.
Click, click.
And the episode's over.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's over.
But it's
a fascinating concept. Like, what if Superman was like
A
a
piece of crap.
narcissistic, like maniac?
I think the fascinating concept to me is like, what if like powers were quote unquote real in the real world?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like with the first episode, the Flash equivalent guy like is chasing something and speeds past like one of the main character's girlfriend because he's like so fast, it basically obliterates her. And like, yeah. So that's like,
It's like slow motion blood and flesh like floating around.
so it's like, to me, that's like conceptually, if the real world had superpowers, that would be like how it works.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a business managing these supers, and the business's job is to make them look lovable to the people. And each superhuman has like personalities that people relate to.
Right.
But in like behind doors, they're just horrible people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of C word. Like more C word than Trent would say in like the average day. So
Okay.
Or the average year.
yeah.
Okay.
what are you watching?
I'm just trying to get some ideas from you guys. So. I'm such a nerd. I don't watch any. Have you guys seen Reacher?
Yes,
yeah.
I've seen a couple of
The-
The new
Uh,
one?
There's
Or
some
the
new ones that just
Tom
came out, and they're
Cruise
great.
one.
No, the TV series.
Because there's
Is it
there a
good?
movie, the Tom
Yeah.
Cruise movie?
I like 'em.
Richardson?
I don't know if they're actually good, but I really like them.
I really like the
He-
first Reacher with Tom Cruise. Was really good.
No,
Yeah,
this
it
is
was
the
good.
a TV series.
Yeah, I know.
it's
With a
brand new.
super
big
attractive
dude.
man.
Oh man, he's super hot.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like it's unfair. Like how hot he
certain
is.
people, I'm like, I might be gay. I'm not sure. One of them's the Witcher guy. Just
Henry-
in the
Henry
Witcher.
Cavill.
Just in the
Oh,
Witcher, though.
Superman.
Cavill.
Yeah.
Superman didn't care. No,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
care.
When I
Witcher, maybe. This guy, whatever his name is, he's like 6'8",
Richardson.
and he's massive. This
He's
guy
like,
is like,
I think
he's a
like
Viking dude.
6'2", 6'3", and like 275 pounds.
He's huge. He's
and
like,
just ridiculous.
what's his name?
Alan Richardson or Richardson. He played Aquaman in the Smallville series, and then he played Hawk in the Teen Titans series. So he's like,
I don't know what either of those are.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can share this with you guys, because if you guys don't know who he is, he's awesome, and he's not like this incredible actor, but he is like, he's just a typical handsome man. But that's him, kind of small actually.
Yeah.
In the movie or in the show, he is massive. He is like just bulked out.
Which makes more sense for that character, because if it's like a cop that's got to go beat up like Navy SEALs, Tom Cruise was like a little
he's
bit like
a tiny
okay.
little guy.
He's like getting punched by like 5 guys.
oh yeah, he was in the Hunger Games too.
Was he
with a diaper on?
He was in the
a viper?
Oh, that's him?
Yeah,
That's photoshopped. I think.
Oh, are you sure?
Looks
he was
photoshopped.
Glimmer. Is that the name?
Glimmer?
Glimmer in the Hunger Games, way back in the day.
Oh,
Okay, I'm
Anyway.
but it's pretty good. You like it?
Yeah.
There's another
the
one on there
series?
I was going to watch that was another like Tom Clancy-ish with Jim from The Office.
Oh,
yeah.
I
So
know what you're talking about.
Oh, Tom Clancy. Yeah, the series on Prime.
the
Amazon.
thing I love about
It's not
this,
called Tom Clancy though.
About
Yeah, it is.
Reacher.
the thing I love about Reacher is he's actually an extremely good guy. Like he's just always wants to do what's best, and you know what I mean. Like he's a pretty ethical dude, but he's a badass. Like he is just ruthless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he can anyway, and he's huge. This actor, it's just so cool to see him in that character because it's like very easy to believe because he's just like this beast of a guy.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's pretty interesting. I've only watched the first couple episodes of the second season, so
I feel like that's a good topic at some point when I come back. Is who would turn you gay?
Oh yeah, it'd be Thor, of course.
The series is called Jack Ryan.
see, I don't,
Jack Ryan. That's
oh,
it.
that's right. I want to see that too. That looks pretty good.
Chris Hemsworth, the fat one, or the
Either one.
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
the post Thor.
did you see the trailer for Furiosa?
I did.
Chris
Furiosa.
Hemsworth is in that.
I saw that, and he's got like a nose job thing going on.
Yeah,
Looks good.
Some people are too attractive for their own good.
Yeah.
Correct.
Chris Hemsworth is one of them.
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock, she's attractive. What's her name? Still looks 21. She's British. She's from Underworld.
Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
There are some actors that are just like
Jennifer
that's
Aniston
not.
doesn't
That's
look like
super human.
Margot Robbie is one of those.
She's she's
There's
up
certain men that they're so good looking that if you don't think they're good looking, then I think you're gay.
there.
You know what I mean?
You're trying to cover for something,
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you're like Brad Pitt's pretty ugly, you're like, you're so
Yeah,
gay.
you're gay.
You're definitely.
You're just in the closet still.
Yeah.
But,
You can't admit it. It's okay though. You'll get there. Have a couple
What
kids.
woman would turn you straight?
That's a good question.
Sandra Bullock.
Oh, you already said that.
Even to present day Sandra Bullock?
Yeah, Sandy Bullock, of course.
Sandy B.
Sandy B.
Didn't she have the movie with that where she like adopted the black kid and he was a football player?
Yeah. Blindside.
The Blind Side?
Yeah, yeah.
But wasn't she
That
in
was
this
so-
horrible movie?
No, that's not. I just meant that's like the most recent movie I know
won,
that she did.
an Oscar for that.
No, she was in something pretty recent on Netflix, I thought.
Bird House.
Bird Box.
Bird Box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's way more popular
Box
than The
was
Blind
like-
Side, isn't
Bird Box.
it?
No, they were actually both really. Bird Box was
Ew, I don't like her in that movie.
the show to watch. Like
That was
every
like
once in a while,
yeah.
there's a show that's streaming on a platform, and everyone's like, in the world is talking about it. That was Bird Box at the time.
Yeah, but I watched it, but
Oh,
I was
she's-
kind of
yeah.
like, didn't we just watch this? Because what was the one that had Emily Blunt? That was like the same
The Quiet
concept or
Place.
something. The
Quiet
Quiet
Place?
Place. Yeah. Weren't they like the same movie? Wasn't Bird Box like there's aliens
A
and we got to be quiet or something?
General concept of staying quiet
Yeah.
to before in
For
order
the
to keep from
monsters.
dying. But
Yeah.
So you
the-
need to watch
the demon was different. The antagonist was
one of
Yeah.
the early Sandra Bullock movies is The Net.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. You got to watch that.
the net. Oh,
That's when I was like, wow, you're really pretty.
Is it about fishing or computers?
Both.
or
No,
Or leggings.
She was like a hacker or something like that, and she's on the run. Very
She is
typical.
pretty
Daniel-
in that movie.
what's his name?
I will
1995.
say Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman probably would turn me.
That's fair. That's fair.
But what about Anne Hathaway?
No,
as Catwoman?
no. I think they miscast that for sure.
Yeah, I do
100%.
too.
What guy would turn you straight?
Straight.
What
What guy would is so heinous and disgusting? You would be like, nope,
Seth
I'm
Rogen.
straight now.
Seth Rogen.
If I was gay, he would turn me straight.
Any one of those like Seth. I hate those movies.
Yeah.
Any of those like Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill, super bad
Oh,
movies. Are
I
just
like
the
Joe-
worst.
I like Jonah. Seth
I don't
Rogen, I
like-
do not care for at
Yeah.
all.
Seth Rogen.
When Jonah Hill's in a movie, you know it's going to be absurd. It's going to be really
Right.
crass.
hmm
He's a good actor, but I don't like any of the films. I don't think I know one film that I like that he's in. I didn't see Inglourious Bastards, so I can't say that.
I was
for sure, but
I was
know-
mildly entertained in the North Korean one they did.
I think he did okay in the
Oh, the
Wolf of
Dictator?
Wall Street.
The Dictator, yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't like any of those movies.
Wait. Yeah, I don't know. You can't judge actors based off of Tarantino movies because Tarantino makes them all look amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Myers is in Tarantino movie. It's like whatever.
Yeah, whatever happened to Mike Myers?
He did that super weird thing on it. Just came out.
It was
on Netflix. It's called The Pentaverant or something, and it is like Mike Myers on ecstasy times a million. It is the weirdest thing you've ever seen.
He did the Love Guru, and I was like, I'm done with you.
He was on.
Didn't he come out as
Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah, he was.
That's right. Yeah,
he was the music producer,
investor guy. Yeah, the music producer.
Yeah.
You know who I don't get that people absolutely love is Adam Driver.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not
Qui-Gon or whatever.
Not Qui-Gon.
Darth
Phantomus. What's his name?
Adam Driver.
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
Kylo Ren.
yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
All these Star Wars fans don't even. Yeah, Kylo Ren.
I haven't minded him in a few roles. I actually think he did a good Kylo Ren.
I liked. Yeah, the problem is that was what some actors you get introduced to in an epic movie, and every movie they do after that, you're like, why is Kylo Ren playing this?
Yeah.
In the one movie with the guy that dances in
Dirty Dancing.
No. Oh, shoot! Dang it! They rob rich people and he gives money to
Robin Hood.
No, dang it. Anyway,
I'm sorry, Jake.
It's a recent movie with Kylo Ren.
He played opposite Scarlett Johansson in A Marriage Story on Netflix.
Oh yeah, and wasn't that weird?
Yeah,
it's like Scarlett Johansson and you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you're like Scarlett Johansson and Han Solo's kid.
Yeah,
it's hard to like take him as. I don't know how to like as an actor. Did you see 65 million or whatever?
Oh, I didn't watch it. Heard it was bad.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't get you. Like, why are you popular?
He was good. Did you see the one? It was like medieval or something.
With, A Knight's Tale.
Like kind of like that.
No.
With
Monty Python.
Matt Damon.
Matt
was
Damon.
in it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It was actually pretty good.
The Longest Yard.
The Green Knight or something like that. Or
no, it wasn't The Green Knight.
The Green Mile.
But I know what you're talking about.
Gangrene.
It's a pretty good movie though. It's about
it's
a true story about a woman who was raped.
Rudy.
The Last Duel.
The Last Duel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he did good in that.
The Other Bolian Girl.
It was kind of like that style.
Logan Lucky is the movie that I was with Channing Tatum and Adam Driver and their brothers. Yeah. That was really good. Adam Driver did a great job.
Oh, did he?
Cool.
It's like
maybe I'm not watching.
But I know what you mean.
Driver movies then. Maybe
well, I know what you mean though. He's like, I don't know. He's not Harrison Ford. Let's be straight up with that.
No.
And isn't it weird how like just like Star Wars, Mark Hamill like didn't do anything else, but Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford did, and now the new one and Daisy Ridley is like not in anything. Like maybe it's because they're like you're the main.
Yeah, Mark
person,
Hamill did a lot of voices, video games,
eventually,
cartoons.
But he didn't like. I don't know. He's like the biggest star ever.
Mark Hamill to me is the Joker.
Mark Hamill's Joker on the cartoon Batman.
Like
is the best.
When I think of Mark Hamill, I think of Joker. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think of him as Luke Skywalker. I think of him as Joker.
Oh yeah,
from the animated series.
Yeah, I mean he did a good Joker, but he was also Luke Skywalker was like the most iconic character.
How incredible of a career though would that be? You go and do like 3-4 movies and you're done.
Yeah,
like for the rest of your life.
Yeah. And you're
depending on how your contract's set up, it's possible.
It's like Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like done.
Do they do royalties for actors, or
it just depends on your contract?
Yeah.
They'll pay you very little money, but you get royalties.
Not back in the day. Like
it was based on
contracts nowadays are definitely like that.
Well, I've heard that like Seinfeld is just insane. Like how much money that cast has made off it because it's like the most rerun show.
Well,
in the world.
it's he makes the money. I don't think the cast keeps making money. It just depends.
They do. Well, unless if it's very similar to like Friends, all of the Friends actors get royalties from reruns and streaming services.
Do you think Kramer's living off UHF money? I don't think so.
When was the last Kramer movie you saw?
UHF.
Well, no, the last UHF style movie is that Weird Al one that just came out.
Weird Al just put a movie out?
The Harry Potter guy.
Yankovic. The one about Weird Al?
Yeah, Yankovic.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe plays
Weird
Al. But it's
Really?
But the movie is
It's about
written and
Weird Al.
produced by Weird Al.
Wait.
And
What's it called?
It's called Yankovic.
Yankovic.
The Weird Al story or something like that. It's actually really good.
I didn't see
I
it.
recommend it. It's
Trent.
There he is.
Hey.
Navajos.
Trent just arrived.
that's right.
I think the plural's
Sup, buddy?
Navajo.
How's dinner?
I think so too.
Hi, Trent.
Well, anyway, we were having a podcast. Jake was doing something, and then we started talking
We
about
went off the
movies.
rails, but
We
it's
derailed.
entertaining. It's
So, what are you watching lately on TV?
Oh yeah,
Trent.
what TV shows are you watching?
Oh, we're watching a lot of stuff. What kind of shows did you
Anything.
guys talk about?
Whatever.
I talk
we
about
have the
the Real
explicit tag
Housewives.
on this one, so you go ahead.
Yeah,
You
before it.
what?
We have the explicit tag on this episode
Oh,
already,
cool.
so we're good.
If you've watched Gen V, which is like part of The Boys,
I said I just binged The Boys.
Part
and,
of
like,
The
have you
Boys.
watched Gen
It's a
V?
spinoff.
Yeah, it's like the kids go to college.
Same characters. In
No, same feel of stuff though. Like instead of being like an actual superhero, they're going to like college to become the superhero.
oh, okay.
And like how
Same
you end up
universe.
Xavier
Same
University.
universe, just
Xavier University. Yeah. Yep.
get it. Xavier University.
What else have we? Have you guys watched Reacher?
Hey, that was
Hey,
the one I
there
brought
you
up.
go.
Reacher's way good.
He is super sexy, right?
He's freaking cool guy.
He's
Do
a
you know anything
monster.
about him?
No.
So he's got also a podcast, probably the same amount of listeners.
6?
Oh, yeah.
Because he's like an expert.
Oh, we're at
right?
6 now. Never mind. Hold on. We may have one more than him.
He's an ex-marine guy. Isn't he?
I don't know that actually.
Huh.
But he
too hot to be
suffers
a Marine.
from like bipolar.
I don't
disorder.
like him as much anymore.
Yeah, it's just something about you complain too much and then blame it on some sort of medicine. I don't really know how it works, but apparently you're an asshole and then you're not. So I feel like that's just Tuesday.
Yeah,
I think that's just a flip of a coin
Bi-
about how I'm going to react to this.
bipolar is like, yeah, you're like down and then like at a million.
Yeah.
just
It's
like that.
just an excuse
think
to
we
be a
all know
freaking.
what
But wait,
bipolar means.
is that his podcast? Is that what it's about?
He talks. I don't know if that's what it's about, but he talks about that often
Yeah.
and like what it's like to go through that.
Okay.
Did you
but
know
you're a
that
fan.
I got in 2 car accidents this month?
You did.
Really?
Was Jake driving? That's a Jake statement.
No,
I'm
I
done
shouldn't-
with I got them all done when I was younger.
I shouldn't say I was hit by someone else twice.
The same person?
No.
Oh, just wondering.
in Vegas, right? Or was it
One
California?
was in Vegas and
Yeah.
then one was just recently here in Utah.
Are you okay? Were there
Yeah,
any
they were,
injuries?
they were minor.
Are you
No
going to make
whiplash?
money?
I don't know.
Did you tell him your neck hurt?
I started talking to the insurance company on the first one, and that's annoying, I guess.
Did you get transported to the hospital?
Anyway, the reason I brought this up is because I was laughing so hard at Trent, I almost blacked out, and that's what apparently what the guy who hit me the second one
Was laughing
happened to
at
him.
Trent?
No, he was coughing, I guess, so hard that he blacked out because he came from 2 lanes over and like
He was listening to the American Forked podcast.
Yeah.
Was laughing so
laughed
hard.
so hard he blacked out.
Yeah, I've heard
and
of
he,
this.
and he came right over and slammed into me. But my truck, in both cases, I felt like I was hit really hard,
Yeah.
but very little
Well, I'm glad
damage.
you're okay.
I feel
More
like-
damage to you than your vehicle.
Yeah, more like annoyed because I'm like, now I have to do other things.
Why don't you put your shirts on the outside of your car when you drive?
Yeah, so people can see me.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't say blacked out anymore.
Oh, maybe not.
Does anybody else
Really?
have?
I just feel like it.
You
Yeah, you gotta be-
browned
it's
out?
Passed out?
You got to be
Yeah.
offended for somebody. You
Blanked
can't,
out.
You can't say browned out. Tell you that right now.
White out.
You're white. you
Oh,
can't
hold
say
on.
it.
We're the best drivers.
Why do they say browned out? What did that
A brownout
come from?
is an electrical term.
It's like not so. Not
It's like
as-
instead of being completely out, it was off and then on real
Flickering.
quick.
Oh,
the
really?
power goes down a little bit, and so there's still power getting to your house. They call that a brownout. I'm not joking.
Oh.
yeah, it's
Yeah, I didn't
like
know
on
that.
Stranger Things when the lights go like that. It's a brownout. A
Yeah, because they
blackout
would
is
say
when
that
it's-
even in the Philippines. They'd be like, it's a brownout. And I'd be like, don't you mean blackout?
Yeah,
I didn't understand until just now.
It's not all
Sounds
the way
racist.
dark.
I feel like, don't you work in like electronics?
Yeah, and I still didn't know that.
So what
concept.
happens when they turn off and turn on real quick? You're just like, huh.
I would
God.
say there's an electrical short.
Oh, okay. You can't say short now.
I don't know that.
Yeah, there's an electrical
Or were
little
they?
person.
Oh, there's a budget of power.
No.
Wait, what?
You can't say that one.
Oh, well, then edit that part out.
Oh, we don't though.
But
that takes too much work. So what was the next part of your podcast?
Like the world news?
I did have other things prepared.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys talk about that dead body in American Fork?
Yes.
Two
Okay, I
dead-
sent that to you.
2 dead bodies.
Oh, I don't care about the one.
I speculate
wife
it's a
or the
murder
husband?
suicide.
Oh, is his
Yeah.
husband and wife?
Yeah, an older couple.
Before we accuse him, what did she say?
What
Accuse
was
her.
What was she wearing?
Oh, well, she's the one who did it. Let's talk about that.
Wait,
We
we're
actually
going
don't
all
know
the
any
way back to
details.
the beginning of this episode?
Did you guys already start?
At 8:15.
Anyways, what was the world news?
I didn't have world. I was
Thank
going to go
God.
to
Galactic?
AI girlfriend news,
oh,
but I'm going to skip it. And since it's evergreen content, I will go and do it next time. But
What's evergreen?
What's
content?
evergreen?
It means it doesn't
it's
age.
always relevant.
It's okay.
It's not timely.
Oh, it's forever green.
Mhm.
Good for us.
like
Wow.
a Christmas tree,
Like the
that
park.
grows in your
Yeah.
front yard.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
a blackout or a
Brown out.
like a brown
Can't
out.
say
or a
Yeah.
whiteout.
Yeah, it's forever off or.
I didn't know
On
a
and
whiteout was a
off.
thing.
It's
Like
a
being lost in
storm.
the snow. It's a storm.
Oh,
Like
in the
a
I
storm.
thought you were
yeah.
talking electrical too.
Yeah.
I didn't know a squall. I don't. We're
Squall?
interrupting. Remember squall? Like the squall storms?
Snow squall?
Yeah,
It's no squall.
Yeah.
No.
it's like just a wall of storm coming at you, where it just like
Oh.
completely turns
That makes
into a
sense,
whiteout.
Yeah.
But it's called a squall storm, which
white
I had
squall.
never heard
I
of.
thought it was a snow squall.
No, it's called a white
I think
squall.
isn't
Isn't
it
there a
sail-
movie called
it's-
White Squall?
Yeah, it's like a sailor's term, like a
Yeah.
marine term.
I've never heard of it until last year.
You ever seen the
White
movie
squall.
White?
A
Because I was
maritime
like-
admiralty law.
I
term?
bring it up because
Oh, I've heard about this. And isn't your father-in-law in town right now?
He just left.
Oh,
They just flew out.
did he though? Because
I was
feel
going
like
to
maybe
say
you need to stay.
White Squall was my first homoerotic movie I watched. So I was
Oh,
like,
really?
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's what turned you.
Well, no, there's plenty of things. But
Oh.
that movie was like, oh, it's just a bunch of white guys in white t-shirts getting wet.
What? What's this movie?
In the movie?
White
in the
squall?
movie.
I don't think I saw it.
Anyways.
Yeah, could have turned you, Phil.
Yeah, I should have watched it early.
You maybe watch it tonight.
Oh, yeah. There's
See what happens.
It's never too late.
It's true.
What would Crystal do if you came home and you were like, I think
Oh,
I like
she'd be
this?
so relieved. She'd
She
just
would be actually.
She would be like,
be like,
finally.
thank goodness.
Yeah, you don't want to touch it. Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
Can you still pay the bills?
Yeah.
exactly.
Sorry. What's your evergreen topic?
Well, that one I'll talk about another time.
Oh, okay.
I've been very fascinated by artificial intelligence over the last year or so, and so
of course.
So
looking
you
at
have
this.
an artificial intelligence girlfriend. Is that what you're saying?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, that's for another time.
Nope,
Because
that's
We're going to
Scarlett
keep bringing it up.
My
I
main-
like the teaser for future weeks.
the main topic
Mhm.
that I had,
It's been an hour
was-
and a half already.
and we don't have to talk a lot about it because we've been here for. This is turning into a Joe Rogan episode, but the
does well.
Epstein documents.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I feel like that's also going to be evergreen. That's going to be a while through.
I would rather talk about movies.
Oh, you don't like Jeffrey
That's
Epstein?
why I was fine with steering over. But the big thing right now is that this week they're releasing a lot of the what they call the Epstein files as documents.
Okay, the
that have
only one that,
previously been sealed.
the only one that intrigues me is wasn't Stephen Hawking on
Yeah.
the list?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he was looking for like, I believe that this is like a quote out of the thing. He was looking for like 2 digits.
Oh, really?
Excuse me, what?
Like it's not like I'm not saying like that is the quote out of the thing.
Out of the
Out of the
files.
documents?
Yeah, like not my words. That's what's in the documents.
Oh, because what I had read so far is that there isn't an actual list. It's that the court files, they're saying this woman is like at a deposition and they're saying, so like, what were you doing? And she's like, well, I'd be on the phone with Epstein. And he'd be like, yeah, I was just talking with DiCaprio or like, and name dropped all these names. And they're like, well, did you ever meet this person? And she's like, no. Did you ever meet this person? No, never meet this person. As far as I read, that was all that's come out. But maybe there's more that I'm not.
He didn't like journal it. What happened is people that were on the witness stand, it's their testimony.
Yeah. So it's just hearsay, really.
It's
so far.
Most of the so there's like 2,023 pages that are all available to see online, and I was scanning through that today and like putting in keywords, searching for people's names and stuff, and most of it is transcripts from the court hearings from 2018 and 2019 from Virginia Giuffre and some of the other women who have come out and accused him of, sexual harassment and stuff. And they haven't released yet what they're calling his black book of contacts. I don't think
you can call books that anymore.
His contact book, like
Thank you.
His what's that? The
Rolodex.
Rolodex.
Yeah. Pretty non-offensive.
I think there are what I've gathering is that there are Jane Does women in those lists whose lives may be negatively impacted by releasing that information to the public. So I guess they're giving them until January 22nd to decide whether their names want to be
move out of the country.
Why can't the people who are actually harmed by this, why can't they redact their names and keep the people who are actually guilty?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say who's harmed and who's not.
If you're being forced to be there or you're being assaulted, it's pretty easy lines.
Yeah, but I mean, what if I'm sure a lot of his corporate professional contacts could be considered as harmed as, their names being anyway, they haven't released his contact list. The documents that they've released thus far is mostly just depositions from court.
Didn't we just talk about this last week? That Ballard guy, his friends are getting crucified for just being friends with him.
Yeah, and that's the thing is...
Well, that's what they're saying. So I can't remember what celebrity, they came out and said, like, I've taken thousands of pictures with thousands of people, and you're beating me up over this one. Like,
yeah,
just because I took a picture with a guy doesn't mean that anything, which is true.
A lot of people by default tend to vilify someone because they have been associated at some point with someone who's terrible, and so people are saying Trump is bad because he was bad. Because he was associated with Jeffrey Epstein and Clinton and all of these other people. But it's kind of what's being said in these court hearings. It's hearsay, but there are a lot of accusations. There's a lot of interesting stuff that they're saying in these documents. But
my thing with this Epstein thing is it could be nothing. I think there's this like sensational idea that Epstein is like the king of QAnon or whatever, and is like has this giant sex ring that all the celebrities of the world are a part of. But it could just be that yes, he hired all these underage girls to give massages to him and others, but most of the people he associated with weren't a part of that.
I think that would be the case for sure.
Yeah.
But I think if you ended up on Epstein Island,
you
probably have a pretty good chance that either you participated or you should have been a whistleblower.
Yeah, or you knew that they were underage.
And then by default, you see like a 12-year-old boy or girl walking around.
Right.
And you're just like, listen, I got to clean my hands of this. Like, just move on. Like, you should have stepped in.
Yeah. And that's what I think we're missing is like real evidence of a lot of these people, like even like Bill Gates, who's I think one of the people who's been accused the most. Like, there's no evidence of him staying on the island, is there? Like, there's a lot of evidence of him. Like, the thing that is weird about Bill Gates is his association with Epstein started after Epstein was already found guilty for some of this stuff, like back in 2006 or something like that.
He was like, "Hey, you have any leftovers?"
Yeah, it's like that's a little bizarre.
So
like,
I hear you know some people.
He started hanging out with Jared from Subway.
Yeah,
like I know you're in prison right now, but did you say boys in Thailand?
Yeah,
where would you get those?
Exactly. Well, yeah, and he even said like he's like I met him and I thought he lived a very interesting lifestyle.
Interesting lifestyle.
Okay. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, that's the word you call it.
I mean, I know a lot of people have said that that's why Melinda, that is ex-wife's name.
Yeah.
Like as soon as this stuff came out, that Melinda
They
was
got
like,
divorced.
"Yeah,
was
okay,
out.
I'm out."
Yeah, it was about that.
And that's why the divorce was so amicable, allegedly,
Yeah.
because he was like, What's it going to take to shut you up?
Yeah.
Okay, have it.
72 million, you got it.
Well, and it could have been that they're just so, at this point, they're such like, I don't know what the term is, like almost like business-like people, that they're like, this makes the most sense. Like for the foundation, for the business, yeah, of course. Let's.
Do you think if you had $1 billion and Crystal found out you went to Epstein Island, that she would be like, listen, let's take care of the business, let's take care of the foundation, give me $500 million? Do you think she would do that?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, because she's like, because they want to save face for this foundation or whatever. That's like one of the hugest charities in the world. So maybe they were just like, maybe it wasn't so much she came to him like, I'm going to screw you if you don't give me blah, blah, blah. Maybe it was just like a transactional thing. Like, hey, this is the allegation. This is what we got to do, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't know these people
anyway. So I was thinking about,
they should really buy the Live Strong thing and bring back their main spokesman.
Yeah. Lance Armstrong.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Feel like that's
fastest man alive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently Jeffrey Epstein filmed everything that went on the island with the intent for blackmail.
Oh yeah.
Like if you come out
right
if you say something, then I've got a sex tape with you and a 14-year-old girl.
See, and that would be big. The concept, I think we're all like, oh yeah, that'd be blah blah blah. But if it did come out and they were like, oh yeah, here's the videos, that would be huge.
Yeah.
Even if they're not celebrities, even if they're like people no one's ever heard of.
So many of these people have so much money, and if you do this, like literally, if you go do this in Thailand again, like it's not illegal. Yeah, you might lose your celebrity, you might lose all your endorsements or your future deals. Their life's almost impacted positively. Now they don't have anything to worry about. They can just go do whatever they want.
Yeah. I mean, if you're poor like we are, by comparison to these people, like we like getting our kicks by like, I don't know, drinking at a party or going backpacking in grizzly territory. Like when you're super rich and you can do anything, like what's the next step?
Yeah,
like,
what are your
I
kicks?
tried all these drugs. I bought a bunch of houses.
I heard Jeffrey Epstein.
What can I do next?
Anything I want.
Yeah. Ooh, like what about that? I don't know.
That is so wild to me that that's like a thing. Like
kids,
you could go buy 50 adults, and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. So I watched what's his name's movie that we were talking about, Tim Ballard. What's it called?
Underground Railroad.
Sound of Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Crystal and I just watched it. It's actually a really good movie, and I was actually really impressed because it's the whole, I don't want to spoil too much, but he is working in South America or something as in the Department of Homeland Security, and somehow comes along these like missing kid case and like follows it and like actually quits his job because they don't want him doing it anymore. And anyway, he ends up finding the kids he finds this billionaire to buy a bunch of kids, pretty much. The billionaire's in on it with him. Like, hey, we want to try and we think this girl is like in this like this trafficker, we think she can get us this girl, but we can't ask her for that girl. So we want you to like start a hotel, a sex hotel for kids and buy like 50 kids. And at first he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. But then they like give him the sob story. Like, what about the kids? He's like, okay, I'll do it. So the guy buys a hotel and gives them like $500,000 to supply all these kids. And they end up supplying the kids. Anyway, it's like, okay, this is a nice movie. But the end, they're showing all the pictures of the actual event, and he literally did that. Like he gets arrested in the end because he's like undercover or whatever. This Tim Ballard guy saved like, at least in this one event, saved like 50 children. So it's actually like, I thought, I was like, wow, that's amazing. So now I'm kind of torn back the other way a little bit. I'm like, okay, this Tim Ballard guy, I thought I liked him, but now is like all this allegations against him, but he did save 50 kids. I was like,
in that one time.
In that one event.
And
like,
apparently he's done it dozens and dozens of times.
Yeah. I was impressed. It's actually a really good movie. Normally movies of that like type, I'm like, oh, it's not going to be good. Acting, everything was like pretty stellar. So
Yeah, church movies suck.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like,
Yeah.
but it's not churchy at all.
Is it a church movie?
No, it's not the church, but the company that did it, Angel Studios, is that company that does The Chosen,
Yeah,
which is
that's
also
right,
a popular churchy.
They produced.
thing.
They decided to take it on after Disney was going to and decided to get rid of it.
Yeah,
They were going to produce the movie, but then they're like, no, it's good, so we're not going to do it.
but it was well done. Like I you should watch it. But I
streaming
wasn't.
on?
Huh?
Is it Amazon?
I think it's on Amazon right now. I think that's what we watched it on.
It's called the what?
It's called
Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom.
Huh.
But yeah,
It's a good movie.
it was good. But I was impressed because it's like it says based on a true story, but then at the end they're like showing you all the pictures of all the events you just watched, and you're like, holy cow, that's like
It was
crazy.
such a good movie. It made a second run at the Blanding Theater.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Blanding put it in again.
And how many?
All 30 people went.
Twice.
and,
To the same showing.
and bought 4 tickets
Bought
each.
4 tickets each.
Yeah.
No, they did. They had it for like a week, and then they went to the popular movie, and then they brought it back again like a week later. So,
Yeah.
Is there really a Blanding movie theater?
yeah, it's the best.
It's Keith's house.
Oh, yes.
It's his basement.
right.
It's
San
got
Juan Theater, man.
it's got an entrance out back.
It's reminiscent of Sticky Foot.
I'm
so.
proud to have been to Blanding after like 2 years ago.
Jeff has been there.
I
Multiple times.
I drove through it. I mean,
you drove through it.
yeah.
Okay.
I've been.
So you drove,
I've
you
driven
drove right through it, the theater.
We
It was on the right side.
we went to your parents' house when you first moved down there forever ago.
It was a long
For
time.
about
It
2
was-
seconds.
I was going to say it wasn't that long.
It was like
No.
junior year of high school.
It was forever. I mean, just high school was forever
It was a
ago.
long time ago.
Yeah, I've never been down like to your families or anything, but I have driven through
Which of
it.
us went?
It wasn't me.
I went down with Cammy for
They came down for
his
my
graduation. We were the only white and blonde people down there.
Really?
Double
That was
whammy.
confirmed
I
and
thought there was-
affirmed.
There's not only Navajo people there.
No, it's about a 50-50 ratio.
No,
Yeah,
but I just
okay.
mean in his house.
But being Jeff's white and Jeff blonde, yeah.
we may have overshadowed all other
Yeah.
white people at the time.
You'd be like, you really need to step out in the sun, bud.
Just a little.
Yeah. And then we went down, we stayed not far from
stayed-
Blanding for like a week. It was
Stayed in
great.
the cabin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went
Between
down to
Monticello and
Blanding.
Yeah.
They have I'm not joking, they have a really cool dinosaur museum. Like they have stuff there from like the original Godzilla movies, like some of the stuff. I don't know how to describe
The
it.
stuff?
Is-
They got the stuff from
They've got the stuff.
Godzilla
props.
a dinosaur?
Well, if you think about it, what else is he?
In Blanding it is. according to-
Well,
Now that you bring it up like that, yeah, you're right.
I mean, it was well done. It was like dinosaurs in Hollywood, right? And this was like Godzilla is kind of portrayed as a dinosaur.
I heard that
when did you come to Blanding?
yeah.
We went to your parents one time, and I can't remember why.
I don't remember why either.
I know.
Was I living there and you came down and see me, or was I with you guys and came down?
I might have came down for a.
You know what? It had nothing to do with me.
No, it was like a friend's wedding in Monticello.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember
and
this.
you were down there, so we just popped in for like a hot second.
I don't even remember. Like, I remember you talking about like, yeah, I've been to Blanding at whatever. And I was like, oh, I don't remember you being there. But I remember you saying you were there.
Yeah,
I don't think you came by and said hi.
I know that I went to your parents' place.
I don't think I was there.
I heard that the
Did I
new
just go hang out with your parents?
Awkward.
No, they don't like you. So
I know that, but that doesn't sound right at all.
I heard the new Godzilla, the new Japanese Godzilla was really good.
It's
I actually
amazing.
heard that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good.
Is it?
Yeah,
You
I
saw it?
And they
Really
made
good.
it for like $15 million,
Did
Oh,
they
yeah.
really?
which
It's-
sounds like a lot, but it's not a
Yeah.
lot of
It's
money.
just a
That's not
straight
a lot
import
for
from
a CGI movie.
Japan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
it's
it comes over in Japanese and
Yep.
everything with
Subtitles?
subtitles.
It's amazing.
Oh, it's a
really good.
Japanese one.
Yeah.
So no actors that we know.
Maybe it's
are
the
in
year
it.
of Godzilla because the other Godzilla
It's a
movie's
mythical
coming
creature. I'm saying this is the year of the dragon. Anything mythical's on the table.
You guys
for
are
this year.
mispronouncing it. It's Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Godzilla. Godzilla.
What other dragon show?
Dragon D's
Yeah.
nuts.
Across your face. What?
They're making Netflix, not Dragon Ball Z. What's that?
Avatar.
Avatar.
Make it
It
Avatar.
looks like it should
Like
be
a
fun.
series?
Sorry, we brought up Dragon because it's the year of the dragon in the Chinese Zodiac.
Oh, I thought there was other movies coming out. I'm like, is like
No.
Game of
No.
Thrones that dragon show
I
coming out
was
again?
saying how the year of the dragon is represented. The dragon is the only mythical creature represented in the Chinese 12-year zodiac. And
But
so
seriously,
it's this year.
can you imagine dragons?
Get it?
How are they any different than a fucking giraffe?
Phil can imagine them.
Can you remember lizards? Have you seen that SNL?
SNL.
Is that a thing?
On Weekend
Yeah.
Update. Weekend Update. they
Weekend Update. They have these guys like
Remember
imitating
lizards?
Imagine Dragons. They're called Remember Lizards.
That's actually funny.
That's pretty funny.
I'm gonna Google.
They're showing
that.
off their music and they're just playing, and it's
They're like-
basically like an Imagine Dragons song with different lyrics.
Well, yeah, and they're like, well, let me show you this other song, and it's the same song every time, but it's like different words.
That's great.
Yeah,
If you're being made fun of in Saturday Night Live, you must be famous.
yeah.
I like Michael Che and
I think they're so freaking funny.
what's his what's the other guy's name on Weekend Update?
He's married to Scarlett Johansson.
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know.
the two guys, the white guy, the
they're
guys
hilarious.
on Weekend Update.
I love it when they
They're
like
good.
they write the joke for the other person, but
Yeah,
they
the-
have
the
to say
racist
it.
jokes.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, I have
It's
seen
so
that.
good.
It
It is
actually,
funny.
I've been impressed lately because there was like a few years there where Saturday Night Live was terrible.
You couldn't watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's coming back again. Whatever they're doing, I like it.
And Nate Bargatze won was as George Washington.
Yeah.
It was
Have you guys ever gone and seen like sketch comedy like that live?
No.
Yes.
Like what's that one in New York and Boston, Second City?
Right. Yeah. That's a.
The Laugh Factory.
Oh yeah, see, so yeah,
Laugh Factory.
it is freaking hilarious.
It's better
so funny.
live.
It's
Yeah.
a
100%.
million times better live.
100%.
Like stuff where you're like, they're not gonna make. Oh my god, they made something so funny out of this.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. But I did watch.
You don't like to laugh?
No, I did watch the Ricky Gervais and Dave Chappelle came out like back to back on Netflix.
A new Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's really fun. I saw a couple clips from it.
Like
Yeah.
recently?
the one
Yeah, it was
about
just like
Jim,
a couple days
the
ago.
one about
Oh, really?
Jim Carrey.
Yeah. The one
sorry.
about Jim Carrey. That's actually the
It's
segment
like
I
I
saw.
was so excited to see Jim Carrey, and I went. He was preparing for a role as can't remember the name of the actor or the name of the person that he's doing in a movie.
Oh my God.
And he's like, I was so excited to see Jim Carrey, but he was this person's name the whole time. That's what he does when he's
Method.
on set.
Yeah, he's a method act. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
method actor.
And he's like, I'm looking at him and I'm hearing this character, but it's Jim Carrey. And he's like, I was really bummed about it. And he's like, and that's how I feel about when I talk to trans people. I see you, I hear you, I don't get it.
It was epic. It was
I
like
I
the
like that
biggest
he's
setup.
still laying into it. Like
I was gonna
it's
say,
a
wasn't his
comedian.
last special
One-
like
everyone
canceled?
all this,
His last two were like all trans.
it wasn't
jokes.
canceled, like because it was Netflix, and the president of Netflix is like, yeah, comedy is supposed to be
Yeah.
Yeah.
like risque, and it is.
he's
Turn it off if you don't like it.
He's a 1-2 punch comedian. Like if it hits hard
He's coming
and it
back.
offends people, he'll come
go
down,
back and
he'll
forth, yeah.
double down.
As you should. As
I
and
like
if you're
Dave
in that
Chappelle.
vein, you should.
Yeah.
Who wants to go to a comedy show where you're like, no one was offended, everyone was just fine? Like that's not comedy.
Yeah.
Go to church.
That's comedy.
I like church.
Oh, saddest comedy. I don't like to cry through my comedies.
I do.
People do try.
Oh no, and you guys pay for them.
We pay to watch people cry.
Yeah.
The church.
Oh, I would go.
You pay people to you pay to shame people.
Yeah.
Can we just?
Yeah, that's what we do.
I want to go super drunk to fast and testimony meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bear your testimony.
Oh, I'll happily. You won't want me to get up there, but I will happily.
Oh, I
do
won't
it.
care. I would actually love it.
You might get
I'm
kicked
here
out
for
with
this.
me.
It would liven up.
I'm here for this.
Oh, I wouldn't say I was with you.
Oh no, I will be like, Phil, best friend, buddy. Hey,
I'd like cover my kids' ears. Get
Your
the kids out
You're
of
bringing
here.
your kids to this?
Sounds like
To
I
church.
suggest you don't bring your kids
Oh,
to
yeah.
this one.
sounds like
Keep
fast and
them home.
testimony meeting in Baltimore City.
I totally forgot about
was quite
fast and
entertaining.
testimony meeting.
Quite entertaining.
You forgot about it?
Yeah, just how
sometimes the
people-
most traumatic days are the things that you forget the quickest.
just like people getting up, and now that I'm like rethinking, I'm just like, wow,
I went to Walmart
this fucking.
and I was going to buy a bag of chips, and I was like, maybe I should, and I didn't. And then I went to the next store. They were cheaper. That was the Holy Ghost.
Oh my God.
Holy God.
That's so funny.
Were they kettle chips?
They were expensive. It was $3, and I got them for $2.97.
I really like kettle chips.
But you went and shopped on a Sunday, so
So you got food poisoning.
Yeah, church is great, guys.
And I waited until Monday to go buy them, and they were cheaper. So
and you sipped some coffee, and you felt really bad about it.
My grandma's convinced that she's going to go to hell.
What are you drinking? Warheads
Dude,
energy
they're-
drinks?
We talked about it
Drinking
earlier.
Ghosts. We talked about this. They're drinking a pre-workout.
Trent, it's
At
legendary
10 p.m., why don't you
energy.
just put a rope on the table instead?
It has caniper and carnitine.
Oh, Jake's drinking one too. What are you
All
drinking?
three of them have.
I'm not
Orange
drinking
cream.
any.
Oh,
I walked in. I was like, "Are we going to go work out? Like, what's happening?"
200 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah. Why do you think I'm so alive right now?
How are you so muted?
Phil's established this. He's surviving in his old age off of caffeine.
Yeah.
He thought he was
This
coming
is
down.
3 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee has 90 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah.
Do you know what 90 times 3 is? It's not 200.
I do, but it's also how many servings are in this?
270.
16.
Oh, only
Math.
one.
Math.
5 cups of coffee.
That's funny.
Do you guys remember when we were talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I remember when we were going to end this
Yeah.
episode.
Oh,
I don't remember that.
What,
Oh.
Phil?
yeah. We're still going.
Phil, what about Jeffrey Epstein?
Oh, I was just saying that was funny, huh?
On that topic,
Sound
do
of
you
freedom.
thi-
Go watch it.
Do you think that anyone will be impacted by this?
Jeffrey
If the names
Epstein.
come out.
Jeffrey Epstein himself.
I mean,
Seems
he
to be-
seems to get colder.
I think the QAnon crowd will be really excited.
You know, there actually was, as the tension has been on this Epstein stuff, I've discovered that several people have died, who have been associated with Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh,
Another one died in prison, apparently killed himself right before a court hearing in which he was going to be accused, in which he was going to be found guilty of providing basically sex trafficking,
Were they hanging out with the Clintons
just like
too?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Hanging out. I see what you did there.
He was one of the guys who recruited models, young women for modeling.
I don't think anyone of the level that was there at these parties will, they're all Teflon. It's all just gonna skirt off their back.
Yeah,
Unless
think
there's
anything
some-
will
unless
come
there's
out
some
of it.
hard evidence, and if there were,
If the
it'd be
videos come
by
out,
now.
maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're gonna do jail time. I think they're just gonna have to kind of go away.
Yeah.
It's not gonna do anything.
I was trying to remember this show. It's like a sci-fi show, and there's a space station, and people go up there, and it's like you can do whatever you want up there, and it's kind of like Jeffrey Epstein's island, right? And the whole thing was they filmed it covertly, and they used it all straight for blackmail. So that this is all before the whole Epstein stuff came out. This show was developed. Does this ring a bell to you guys at all?
No.
Why would
wanna
you
say
think
that
that
space-
Epstein is going to bring little kids and then just be a real straight shooter and not film anything?
Shooter.
It's a turn of phrase.
There are no little kids, right? It's all like 15, 16-year-old.
Everything that I've
girls.
heard from the people who are people who are accusing him of stuff say that anyone who was underage was between the age of 14 and 17.
Yeah. I'm not saying that's any better, but it's like a different kind of pedophile if they're like kids.
Can we just end
How
this
old's your
episode on
daughter?
something funny?
She's 10.
So in 3 years, she goes away and she's giving our age dudes happy ending massages.
Yeah. It's wild. It's gross.
Nope.
Jeff's kids are that age. You're going to,
Nope.
how you wouldn't go and murder somebody.
Have you, because we've talked about the sex talk with your kids. Have you had a sex trafficking talk with your girls?
No. What do you mean? The sex trafficking?
I guess I'm
don't be lured in by people who
like,
I didn't even realize that
if
was
someone
a talk.
someone approaches you and they're like, "Hey, you're so pretty. I really want to put you in our modeling thing. We'll pay for you to come take pictures and all this stuff. Like,
I teach my kids that if anyone's a creep, it doesn't matter what subject they're talking about. You just avoid them.
Yeah.
If they're like, hey, did you see my AirPod? I just dropped it. And they're like a creep.
Yeah.
Kick them in the balls and run.
I don't know. I've been thinking about it because I've been like, I need to come up with some kind of like strategy to teach. Like, what if my daughter gets abducted? I need to like train her for something to do, like how to contact me, how to, stuff like that. I'm like, if she got taken right now, I think she knows my phone number, but like other than that, I haven't prepared her for life at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You haven't prepared her.
Well, you live in Provo, so luckily you don't have a boy of right age yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, once you start sending that boy to church at about 8.
We actually do have an impressively low amount of pedophiles in our immediate vicinity because you can look that up.
Correct.
It shows you a map.
It is alarming when you look that map up.
Yeah,
You're like, whoa,
and
he's 5 houses down.
yeah, and I don't know if it's just because they haven't been caught yet, but we're in a good area for that. So
if I look it up, I'm going to be like, oh, is that me?
Wait, why is it you?
Why? Because it's LA.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, is it me?
Still, why is it you?
I hope not.
Did I get in trouble for something? Did I do something? Well, listen, this has been great.
Oh, I was going to try and keep it going.
As long as I can. We'll keep it below 2 hours. So don't kill old people in their homes and go watch Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
I love Schitt's Creek.
Don't drink Ghost
Yeah, it's good.
pre-energy workouts at 8:30 at night.
Because you'll do a 2-hour podcast
You'll do a
about
2-hour
nothing.
podcast
In 5 seconds.
with no agenda, but
Yep.
an agenda.
Yeah, you'll get veered off course talking about
But we like it.
movies. I like talking about movies.
Did we
fine
fix
with it.
America today?
No.
No.
We're so far off.
Jeff was
No.
on his phone the second hour. He's just like,
My brain is
I
not
hate
working
this.
right now.
Did you drink all of your Ghost?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, your shades are half shut. What's going on over there?
yeah.
Mostly sleepiness.
Okay. Jeff, are you ready to start a podcast?
You want me to share this with you guys? It's really funny. Since we're just going to fizzle this podcast out slowly as my computer breaks down through disintegration.
My girlfriend was like, oh, no, we cannot listen to R. Kelly. R. Kelly is a pedophile. And now here's the thing. And just hear me out for 1 second. Technically speaking, R. Kelly is not a pedophile. Just give me 1 second. I promise this goes away. Just hear me out. The term pedophile refers to people who are attracted to those that are prepubescent. Then there's something called a hebophile. That's people who are attracted to those in the early stages of puberty, like 11, 12, 13, 14. And then there's something called an ephebophile. That's people who are attracted to those in the later stages of puberty, like 15, 16, 17, 18. But I think the reason we don't make those distinctions is because it's very hard to explain the difference without sounding like a pedophile.
I was going to say, it sounds like this guy's justifying.
With that, thanks for listening.
What did R. Kelly do with young girls?
Okay,
They just
here we
trapped
go.
them and
Bye.
peed on them.
Yeah, goodbye.
Thank you for
Were they
inviting me tonight.
underage?
See you later,
It
guys.
was great.
Did I read that documentary
This is the
wrong?
strongest
Can I get a
exit
beep,
ever.
A great podcast.
1-800-DAD-0-MUG.
It's good to be around you guys.
I mean, 385
Drip,
Dad
drip,
Zero
drip.
Mug.
Jeff's mad because there's no way to like splice this all together
Yeah, it's
to make
impossible.
an ending. It's like a
He's
25
already tired.
25-minute ending that like we set a sentence here like thanks for and then blah 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 and then it was like listening blah 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 blah.
Jeff, you just got to Tarantino this.
Yeah.
Start
start
with the
with
last
this.
10 minutes.
I'm actually going to do that. And then I'm just going to swell up the music like Oppenheimer.
That's right.
We're almost to the length of Oppenheimer. If we stay for like 10 more minutes, we could really make our own.
Did you watch? We talked about Oppenheimer.
I did watch it. Far too long.
Let's go Roots. Let's go Roots, guys.
Can we talk about Barbie? Who watched Barbie?
Oh, my God.
It slid women